soon and the ending soon screen, they could definitely hear us, which is fine with me.
I'll repost on X as well.
Oh, sweet. Yeah, we're streaming to YouTube and X.
I can't post on X without physically getting to go to a different computer or getting out the stream off.
Maybe I'll go do that too. Repost my own post. It's like art.
Actually, I will run to the desktop and go repost on X. I mean, I can still hear you guys.
Yeah.
Get my empty dad chair.
I'll just
the cameras come on while I'm.
Yeah, I'll just leave it on starting soon until you're ready, dude. Oh, it's got a notification. Yuval Kordov, Carbines and Cantrips Book Club. Hand of God. Do I sound quiet? I can't tell. Like, does my volume sound okay?
I think your volume sounds okay.
Okay. That first week with this book was brutal because I used my headset and I watched it back and I was like, oh my gosh, it sounds terrible. I almost want to delete the episode.
I'm actually going to relocate to my office so I can talk a little bit louder until my wife wants to go to bed. Then I'll make another relocation. All right.
Nice. Good to go?
Let's do it.
Yeah, I'm good.
All right. All right, we're live. Welcome back, everybody, for the third episode of the Carbines and Cantrips, specifically for the Hand of God, written by the gentleman below me, Yuval Kordov, joining us again. And then Tyler, he's in the dark down there. He's going to be talking to you.
I'm in the stasis bunker.
Yeah, right. I'm in the Deadlands. And Jesse unfortunately can't make it here. He had a family tragedy, so just keep him in your thoughts and prayers. And he said he'll be back next week. So obviously we'll make time for him to do that and stuff like that. But this week we read the start of part 2, which is called Deadlands. Deadlands. And it's Baptiste. So chapters go Baptiste, Sophis, and then A11. And they're just named after the characters for which POV that we follow. I really liked it's a big shift in kind of.
It is a big shift, yeah.
In tone and stuff. Because like the first, almost like part 1 kind of feels like it's a lot of I don't know, like prologue, maybe like a really big prologue.
It's like a prologue or almost like its own, almost let's say like novella.
Yeah.
In terms of like just the sheer tonal difference and like just how much of it there is.
Yeah. Once you get into Baptiste and Sophis and the Deadlands and all that stuff, that's like, this is the plot starting to really kick in. But again, like that first part with Esther, that'll all come back in book 3. So.
Book 3, nice. I really liked the flavor you had going on. It's like a Warhammer meets like Fallout, but with like, Christian themes instead of the God Emperor or whatever, the Emperor of Mankind.
Yeah.
I really liked. I like the armor that the Bastionites, I think the Bastionites wear.
Yeah.
So cool. They have like hammers and guns.
It's like hammers and stuff. That's awesome.
Yeah, so cool. And like, the triarchy, I think is what you called it. The 3 branches of government for Bastion, which is the military, the church, and parliament. And then the church itself has like 7 orders inside it, which is cool because like I know I think it was the order of the Sacramental had like the collar with like the number 2 on it, which like visually just seems really cool. But yeah, I guess let's do a recap of the first Bastion. We follow Lieutenant Felipe, I think is his first name, right?
Felipe Baptiste.
Felipe is his
Felipe Batista.
Baptiste.
Baptiste.
Like John the Baptist, but with an E.
Little East. Baptiste.
Yeah.
Phil the Baptist.
Phil the Baptist.
He wakes up. He gets a messenger, like Skyrim action, runs up to him. He's like, "I've been looking for you. Got an important message from the Jarl." So he's
and his head's just like this, right?
Yeah,
doing like the janky thing.
So he doesn't know
meeting with Lord Commander.
I wrote his name down. you probably say off the top of your head, but I did write it down. Commander Lucas
Lord,
Castellon. Did I say that right?
Yeah.
Castellon. So the Lord Commander, he's like the head of the military, and in Bastion, the three branches are like equal, but like it's a military state. So even though they're on paper they're legal, like the military is like the de facto leader, or I think they call them the senior party or senior branch. So yeah.
I don't. There's no like real world to a situation like this, but if I feel like you're fighting for the survival of the human race, the military is going to have some primacy in your government structure that it probably doesn't have in normal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and there's like even though it's officially like a equals between parliaments, the military, and the church. Parliament really, maybe this is my own little jab at government, but Parliament really is the minor partner in this relationship, because really between between the Legion and the church, they've mostly got things covered.
Yeah, I already don't like Parliament, and they haven't even really done anything bad yet.
Yeah.
I mean, no, they're just naturally unlikely.
Yeah.
Because it's like, all right, so the military and the church have a clear role as war against demons that we've been fighting for forever. What are you?
Yeah.
What
P.S.
does it say
Tyler,
you do here?
are you like practicing for like a Blair Witch like movie right now?
No,
You're just
look like
waiting
that.
for a face to
Oh my
appear.
God,
from
guys.
behind
No,
you somewhere.
No, I'm hanging out with Sophus and them at the stasis bunk. That's what I told Bruce when I got in my office.
Nice.
That's funny. That does look like that, dude. I'm so scared right now.
I am so scared.
Yeah. So it starts off with Philip Baptiste. I can't help it. That's why I read it. I have to say it like that. And he gets a message, and the Lord Commander, who is his uncle, it's his only surviving relative, because his brother was murdered. So Bastion is like surrounded with a big curtain wall, and on the outside of the curtain wall is like the wasteland. Inside is like their civilization, but it doesn't mean that it's safe. Like demons, from what I could gather, demons can still get inside the city. So his brother was murdered. It said murdered, so I'm assuming he was
Yeah,
killed
his
by
brother
humans.
was actually murdered by like cultists, and
Okay.
his dad died in the wastes.
In the wasteland. And his mom committed suicide. So,
So
as
it's
per
a
the
pretty
law,
tragic story. Yeah.
As per law of this book, like the apocalypse sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does, right?
Yeah.
It does. I mean, it's not a
yeah, both
nice
times.
place to visit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like.
Go
Go
ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna. You can go ahead first.
Oh, okay. How much did the quality of coal? I don't know how the K stuff that it like try to coal on. I've only seen it read, like in text. I've never heard it pronounced.
Oh.
Like, how much did that influence like the idea of Bastion? Because it's kind of like, I don't know, it's like a real life hive city, and that's kind of the vibe that Bastion
Oh, in China.
gives me. Where
Yeah.
yeah,
You know what?
yeah.
Let me
I want to say it's an.
I have oh man, it's so funny. Like there's so many little details and so many little references. I'll get back to you on that, because there is like, and I'm just totally blanking now because it's just late and my kids are exhausting me. But there is a real world walled city that Bastion was inspired by, and it had 2 layers of walls over its history. I'll find it later. But Bastion's also not huge, right? There's like I think I estimated there's probably like 100,000 people in Bastion, because this whole thing with like these like mega cities of like millions of people that are somehow like farming enough food in the apocalypse, that's not a thing, right? So
yeah.
It's very dense. The districts are kind of clones of each other. It's very very pragmatic, right? And the districts are all kind of closed off from each other.
Utilitarian.
Yeah. That picture on the screen is Kowloon, I think.
Yeah, that's the city I was trying to pronounce and failing.
That looks more like District 9 or something. That's crazy.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah. As
Cool.
far as I know,
Anyways,
that I think it's real.
Keep going. I'll see if I can remember see if my brain starts working.
Yeah. I kind of. I guess we can get to that. It's part of this chapter, but let's kind of touch on that. Like the logistics and how like I don't know, uncertain life is. It does seem you kind of touch on a little bit that like the military has been in charge, like explicitly pretty much because everything is so uncertain, and they're like, we don't have time for politicking, but it's let the military kind of be the de facto leader, like the head branch. But now it seems like things are starting to get a little bit stabilized, and so now there's like activists inside the parliament branch, and I think you mentioned that, like I think both branches, church and parliament, they're kind of like, we want to make ours the senior branch. So it seems like Bastion is kind of growing to a point where now all this useless human squabbles and scheming.
Yeah, it's just comfortable enough for things to get bad again, right? Which is typically how things go.
Isn't it though? Yeah, I guess I always hear that I don't know, adage or whatever you want to call it, where it's like a civilization starts off conservative, and then once it's established and there's like time to mess around and do dumb stuff, then it kind of goes a little bit more off the rails. I don't want to get too political, but yeah, liberal, I guess. Yeah. So he gets a message. His uncle, as per the law, his uncle is like, because he's the oldest male, I think, still living.
And
like
it's his great uncle, right? So it's actually his dad's uncle.
Yeah, 2 levels.
Yeah.
So yeah, he basically becomes like his legal guardian of Philippe. So he has to go meet this his uncle at 0300 hours in the morning, which for those of you who are fans of the occult know it's like the witching hour. Is that why you picked that time? Did you pick that time specifically because it's like the devil hour?
Oh man, I didn't, but maybe I did subconsciously.
Because it's like the mocking of the Trinity. So it's
Interesting.
It's supposed to be like all like you watch like ghost adventures, like ghost hunting shows, like they always like whenever it's 0300, 3 o'clock in the morning, it's supposed to be the most like active time for paranormal stuff.
So what you got? I'm Zach Baggins. I wear glasses and talk like a moron and throw things.
What?
Bottom tier goes.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, Zach Baggins. Yeah. I didn't hear the first part. I was like, what? Yeah. Zach Baggins definitely. He's a special guy. But yeah, anyway, so he starts walking. Goes to the train station, which is from like the old world, like pre first end of the world, pre second end of the world. Still hanging around. He gets like motion sickness, so he doesn't. It's not powered, but it's all still like it's been well maintained and everything is still in order. So they use hand carts to basically get around the city underground to kind of mobilize their troops and respond to conflicts and stuff, like fast action teams or something like that. I kind of got the pick. Is it just like a regular, like how you'd picture a subway, or are there like a bunch of railways kind of all over the place, like Gringotts level crazy?
Somewhere in between, like, so it's literally like a subway from the old world, right? Like pre-apocalypse. So, depending on where you are, there might be like crossing lines and so on. But yeah, it's basically there. There's a little, it's funny. I call it the Metro, and there's a little Metro 2033 in there, but it's actually called the Metro because Bastion is maybe located close to a certain French Canadian area.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. I'm mentally moving Bastion from where I thought of mine to okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that actually makes a lot more sense now with the layout.
Yeah.
I'm not geographic.
We can talk more about that later.
Yeah. Yeah. So he decides to walk, and one, I have to say, like the description you have when when he gets on the grading, like the walkway, and then he continues on, super visual. I really like that. Like the way you describe the sounds that the walkway makes, and the way his tummy goes in knots is very unsoldier like. Yeah. So he walks the whole way there. One, he doesn't want to get motion sickness from the carts. Two, he wants to he's like really groggy and sleepy, so he kind of wants to wake himself up, and he knows that he has the time, or he should have enough time to make it from where he's at to the meeting place. I did have a question though, because like as he's walking, he hears like screaming and like a cart come hurtling by, and he sees there's one soldier driving, 2 wounded soldiers like trying to work on a 4th soldier who his arms like just like split open in this weird tendril looking injury. And then as it zooms by, he hears an inhuman scream which if I read it correctly, I'm pretty sure it came from that wounded soldier, right? Like that inhuman, like he said he calls the infirmary after he sees him go by, and he's like, you got a couple wounded and then one corrupted, which sounds like that's pretty much you're gonna get like a bullet in the head or something, get your last rites kind of action.
There's no coming back from that.
Yeah. So yeah, it sounds like he's good. Is it kind of like, I haven't seen District 9, but like you get infected and basically become like one of the aliens, right? One of the monsters.
Well, he said he's like, oh, well, I could work on your cure like 5 years, and then there's no sequel, so I guess that asshole never comes back.
It's more like spiritual possession than than like a biological.
It's not like a biological transformation. Your spirit has been corrupted, so your flesh is going to reflect it. Is more how I read into that.
Okay, because I saw his Baptiste. He said, sorry, Baptiste. He says to the chaplain that answers the phone at the infirmary that like his buddies, his compatriots, or whatever, are going to try and vie for his soul. So does that mean like, is there potential to like exercise this corruption, or is it like if you're corrupted, you're corrupted? There's no coming back from it.
I can't tell you.
Yeah, okay, we can find out.
Yeah, you got so long to go.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. So yeah. Anyway, the guy's not in good shape. He calls ahead for the infirmary. We learn that because the Lord Commander is his great uncle, and he's like the most powerful man in Bastion. That people kind of give him. He's kind of like he has like a little bit of like maybe a nepo baby complex where people, they treat him differently. Even people that are his superiors, because of who his uncle is, which he can't stand because he does work hard, and it feels like it kind of maybe diminishes his achievements and
his own achievements.
Yeah, which is cool. I like that aspect of his character. That's a cool thing, like a cool chip.
Yeah, and Baptiste changes a lot over the books. He does start like he there is some incompetency there right at the beginning, but I really enjoy him as a character. He goes through a lot of changes.
Yeah. Speaking of his incompetency, he ends up walking past like a security checkpoint without like checking in, and then walks into the a kill box basically, and the guard's like, "Hey, stranger, stop," and then identify yourself. And there's like automated machine gun turrets like pointing at him and stuff. So yeah, he walked the whole way through the tunnel. Which I was gonna ask, is that like? It seems like it could be dangerous, right? Like, aren't there like demons that can pop up?
Well, the tunnel's pretty safe because this is where the Legion is housed, right? The Legion basically lives underground.
Okay, yeah. So I was gonna say, like, at first I thought those guys in the cart got attacked underground, and I was like, oh, as it went on, I was like, I think they were above ground, and then they were at the battle, and they got injured, and they're taking the guy to the infirmary. Is what I think. What sounds like happened.
Yep.
Okay, I was just like, man, that seems risky to be just walking alone down this. Possibly. Okay, that makes sense. So yeah, he ends up getting there. The guard checks his ID, figures out who he is, sees that he does have an appointment with Lord Commander, lets him in. We see that these guards, which I forget what exactly he calls them, they're like super elite. They're all huge. They're like tall, wide, like massive dudes that are basically the cream of the crop, or at least he makes it sound that way because they're in charge of protecting like the heart of Bastion. And so he goes down, they take him to this freight elevator, they go down even deeper, and he kind of speculates as to like how they got set up with this duty station, because like they're really good soldiers, but they aren't on the front lines. They're kind of just in this tiny little steel box day in and day out, which is like, and he speculates that maybe the reason that they're here is because they had some kind of trauma from the wildlands, and like maybe being in a close space is some kind of treatment that like they have to have in order to stay in service. I don't know if is that how you kind of read it, Tyler?
Yeah, that's how I read it. It's like the I don't know how familiar you are with BattleTech, but at the clans we're like, oh, you get old, we put you in this Hunchback 2C, so you got a place of glory and die. But here, no, guard are important people, so you're still good and confident, and like can fight, but you're not like tip of the spear material anymore.
Yeah,
and again, it comes back to, I mean, the apocalypse is not a nice place, right? I mean, if you were the elite and if you survived to this point, then you're
There's a reason.
yeah, you're gonna have some damage.
Yeah. Yeah, he even refers to them as broken soldiers as he like steps off the elevator. So yeah, is it kind of? I mean, I wonder if it's kind of like a. I guess I don't want you to like, I keep asking you questions just because it's like, of course I have it, but I know you can't give away spoilers. But it kind of. I'm wondering if it's like a corruption thing. Like they've been so exposed.
No, it's more just like trauma, right? It's there's a lot of like not to overuse the term, but actual like PTSD throughout the trilogy, right? There's a lot of respect for these people who have been through absolute horrors and are still just trying to be of service, still trying to do their best, right? So
yeah, that's cool. I mean, I guess especially in this apocalypse where, I mean, they probably don't have a lot of use for like, dead weight, I guess. Like, so even though you can't go out on the front line, like you're still capable, like you're a body, right? You can't just sit around and do nothing. So
yeah,
guard the chief. So yeah, he goes down the elevator, steps off, comes into this like situation room with like a bunch of tables with like dispatchers on it and like technicians, and there's like big maps of with like little figurines or like to denote like their forces and like enemy forces. It's all within. Is it within the curtain or just the whole region that they know? I can't remember off the top of my head.
The situation room is like the Bastion, or the Bastion situation room, right? So the map is like what's going on in the city. So it's like, yeah, like you were saying, like the city is, somewhat normal, but it's still, somewhat completely abnormal, right? I mean, it's just it's under constant threat, right?
Yeah, because when he's in the subway and he sees that cart of soldiers zoom by, he has a flashback to a time that he was attacked by a demon. And if I'm not mistaken, it came out of one of the factory floors.
Yeah, and that's going to be really important going forward as well. Yeah,
that actual like specific event.
Yeah.
Okay. So demons obviously can still get into their area. So is it just them fighting demons? You said there was cultists who murdered his brother, so they fighting cultists and demons, and like I guess I don't want to get spoilers away. I keep doing that. My bad. Right. Yeah. So he goes, sees the situation room. There are some people that are kind of calm. Some of them are freaking out. He kind of can tell which ones are more senior, which ones are more junior based on basically their facial expressions. Like the younger ones, he says, look more haunted. The more senior ones look just like flat, like emotionless kind of. And
like, oh, it's Tuesday.
Yeah. Same shit.
Someone just gets shit.
Yeah. Oh, you got corrupted, lost an arm? Yeah, okay. Great. Yeah, and then there's one station that's like the comm or whatever is like on fire or it's like smoking, and there's like a technician trying to fix it, and the radio operator, she's just like sitting there like clenching her jaw. And for some reason that makes him think back to the soldiers that were wounded. So I don't know if there's some kind of connection.
Yeah, it was just the so when that cart came out, he saw the sector number.
Okay.
And this was the station for that sector. So clearly things were going down.
Yeah. Okay. Oh yeah, and also I guess it's probably pertinent to mention like lore wise and stuff that as he's walking, he's kind of giving us like some backstory to the world as he's going. So we learn that like just above them, like at his subway level, above them, but not like on the surface, is like all the factories, and like they make all these war machine. They make some war. They say war machine, but they make like weapons to kill demons, and it's something he's kind of like proud of. It seems like as he's going, and then below the subway is where like the situation room was down from where he's at. So Bastion is like several layers of society from surface to ground, and then the surface is walled off by a big curtain wall. And then he goes through that room and goes into the meeting room with his Lord Commander uncle and a few other people. There is it father or brother? The priest in red robes named Arbite. I think he's father, right?
Well, Andreet.
Andreet? No, sorry. Yeah, Andreet. I'm gonna mess these names up.
That's all right. It's weird saying them out loud. Even I'm so used to just like writing them and reading them in my head. And
you're just used to writing and reading.
I know. And then you say them out loud, and you're like, yeah, this would be hard to.
Yeah.
No, I get that because Panzer has a lot of Central and Eastern names on the protagonist side, so it's weird to be like, yeah, like Novak did X, or especially when it gets to like Polish names, I'm like, oh fuck, I'm narrator.
Yeah, and we all have Novaks, right? I think I've got a Novak in Orders of Magnitude. Actually, I have a Novak
Yeah, you do.
In, I have a Novak in the Hand of God. Yeah, yeah. There's some intentional.
Yeah, you have a Novak in this.
Yeah,
I've got a Novak in Panzer.
Oh, you know, I noticed that you dropped a couple lines that say orders of magnitude or order of magnitude. I think it was in this chapter and then the A11 chapter.
Oh yeah.
So yeah,
yeah.
Like I
said, Orders of Magnitude started as a Dark Legacy story. So
yeah.
It's really like I told you in my message earlier this week when I finished Orders of Magnitude. I need more XCOM Exorcists against demons on Moon.
Yeah,
or anywhere, I guess.
I got to do it.
Yeah, I can't. I hope you do, because I that was such a cool book.
Yeah, if you know, I've been on like a bit of a pause. I've just had some family stuff, but my next 2 books are probably going to be in that universe. So.
Can I?
Oh yes.
Can I ask you what's your inspiration, or what are your influences for your style of writing and stuff?
Like in general?
Well, for this one and Orders of Magnitude feel like have a lot of I don't know, existential dread and I don't know.
Yeah, it's just man.
And cool tech.
I could talk for like hours, right?
Yeah.
This is every interview I've ever done where I talk about like why I basically write like religious sci-fi and stuff and so on. But I can give you like a specific like inside note. So when I was writing The Hand of God, that was 2 to 3 years ago. I actually had a major health thing, and I had a really bad bout of insomnia that lasted 6 weeks. So I didn't sleep for 6 weeks.
Oh my god.
Yeah, there were the occasional night where I get like maybe an hour or something like that, but I was losing my mind. And Baptiste, I wrote all of his chapters during that time. And you're going to see it because I know you're not supposed to just write yourself into books, but I was like, you know what? If my brain is being ruined by something right now and I can use it for a book, then I might as well use it for something, right?
Yeah.
And so Baptiste, his whole thing is like, ever since that encounter on the factory floor, he hasn't slept, right? And his insomnia comes up again, and there's a lot of like psychological horror aspects to it there. And that's the space I like, right? I like the space that is like, is this psychological horror? Is this supernatural horror? Does it matter? Is it both, right? And just, just like how we cope when we're at our worst and when we're suffering, but not losing ourselves, not black pilling, right? As hard as everything is. So a lot of the books are really around that. Is like, again, a lot of that kind of like, kind of suffering toward purpose and keeping your faith and still trying to do the best you can under the worst of circumstances. So Baptiste, gone through some stuff.
Yeah. Well, I get like a big sense of like being tired from him. And also like the confusion and like delirium from the Deadlands that Sophis kind of relates to us, especially at the end there where he gets that trippy vision of himself across the table with like no eyeballs.
The Deadlands is like I almost wrote the Deadlands like a character, right? Like, and it's one of my favorite characters in the trilogy. So it's a good time. There's lots of Deadlands in book 2.
Nice. It's a cool setting. Like I'm digging it so far.
Yeah.
It's stressful. Like I'm kind of stressed while I'm reading it.
It is stressful, yeah.
Did I cut you off, Tyler? Sorry.
No, I forgot what I was even gonna say.
Oh, my bad.
I had thought like all the like writing this, and then when we got back up to here, I was just like, with the conversation.
My bad. We got Tim McKay in the chat. What's up, dude? He said, "Evening, friends. Oof, insomnia has hell been there."
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
it's
no.
something else, man. It's something else.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, life sucks for bad, but not Esther bad.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
too bad. He needs to
Yeah.
suck it up. Yeah, I've never had insomnia, but I just have, small children is the only thing I've ever had to deal with it.
Yeah.
Made me that tired. I think my first kid made me more tired than like boot camp. Like the exhaustion was real.
Well, and it's exhaustion / terror, right? Like how many times are you just staring at them in the middle of the night, making sure they're still breathing? I still do it. My kids are 8 and 11. Like I'm still in their rooms like a couple times a week, just like it's the middle of the night and like they got a blanket on their face like this, and I'm like pulling it back. They're still not moving.
Whoa, you can't have that there.
And then they're waking up, and I basically ruined my own night by being so perfect.
Yeah. My son does that. He doesn't put it on he sleeps on his stomach usually, but he'll put it over his head, and then he like wakes up screaming because he's just like drenched in sweat and hotter than hell. I'm like, dude, stop putting it over your head, dude.
Oh man, so stressful.
Yeah.
Yeah, my son sleeps on his face. So there's so I'm like, oh, let me make sure you're
He's
breathing,
like
dude.
planking.
He's just face down. I'm like, well,
That's funny,
like
dude.
passing. Oh, okay.
Um,
He's still breathing.
Yeah. So yeah. Anyway, Baptiste gets to this conference room or whatever with his uncle there, his great uncle. I forgot how you said it. Arbit.
And it's either andrite or andrite. Actually,
andrite.
I think andrite is a kind of like meteoric rock, so you can do andrite. That works.
Andrite. Father Andrite in his red robes and red hair that matches his robes, which is awesome. He's there. He's a chaplain, so that is the order of the is it communal?
That is the order Semitic.
Semitic, that's right, Semitic. So they're like they look after like the physical, mental, probably spiritual health of like the public.
Yeah, they're kind of like in D&D terms, they'd be like the buffers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the clerics and whatnot. And it's normal for them to be inserted with like legion units, but then there's another priest there. And correct me if I'm wrong, I think this Semitic is the 5th order, number 5.
Oh, dude, don't ask me questions like that about my own world.
All right,
I'll fail to answer them because I've written too much since then. But
okay,
yeah.
And he seems like he kind of gives Baptiste like a nod when he comes in. I think they've been on a mission together at this point, so he's like familiar with the guy. He sees another priest who he's not familiar with, who's wearing robes with like leather armor under it, and he's got like a priest collar that has a number 2 on it, which is the order of the sacramental.
Yeah, they're the hard bastards.
Yeah, he seems much more dour and stoic, and I don't know. Baptiste doesn't get good vibes from him.
I get the vibe like in later edition D&D where they decide paladin barely means anything, like the like vengeance type paladins or the like the
conquest or something.
Yeah, conquest paladins, ones that are like super harsh and like, look, like you're gonna face this whether it's willingly or unwilling.
Dead or alive, you're coming with me.
Yeah.
Every knee will bow, whether it's because or not. That's up to you.
Yeah. So I get like secret police vibes off him. I don't know. He seems like he might be spying on Baptiste and the goings-ons a little bit, or he has like secret knowledge, or he feels like Baptiste feels like this priest, which I don't remember his name. Forgive me, off the top of my head. There's a lot of characters we meet.
Barcelona. That's what I was thinking when I designed Bastion. Barcelona.
Oh.
Yeah. They had multiple walls in Barcelona, and I remember when I was like, realism is important to me, even though there's like crazy shit happening all the time. And I was like, okay, have there been any historical cities that have basically lived within their walls that were around 100K? And Barcelona, I think, is one of the ones that I referenced when I was building it.
I thought you were saying the priest's name was Barcelona. I was like, I don't remember. That doesn't sound right.
Not just random outbursts. Sorry.
So there's the sacramental priest. But Baptiste thinks that maybe he has some secret knowledge that maybe even he's not privy to, because in this brief, so to him, he's grown up. Bastion is the whole world. That the area, that the periphery around them is basically all of existence. The Deadlands are endless. Something to the south doesn't sound like going to the south. To the north, there's some chasm that God sundered. I don't remember what it said was to the east. If they said it was to the east,
Radiation storms.
yeah, radiation storm. That's what it was. So like basically
Everything
they have
bad.
this, yeah, like their world is just this
Lord
area
Commander's,
that they
look,
can
the
reach.
apocalypse sucks.
Yeah, and so they like for Baptiste, he thinks that basically like they're the only humans, and then his uncle's like, no, dude, there's way more humans. There's other factions, and they're expansionists, which obviously is a threat to them because it's apocalypse, and who knows if these expansionists are good. Well, apparently he does, and so does the Sacramento priest. Baptiste thinks, because he's like, how did you even figure out that these guys are expansionists? How did you figure out they had this other sect that kind of like owes fealty to them, which is the Union, or the Scav Rats, which are like a bunch of scavenger clans that have kind of joined together, hence Union. And they live in a place called the Hub, which is basically in the shadow of Cathedral, which is like the master faction or city state that Batista is learning about right now, ran by the Revenant Sisters, Revenant Sisterhood. And they have access to battle walkers, which kind of like blows everybody's minds because they're like, how the hell are we supposed to fight against battle walkers? Like,
How do they still work?
yeah, how do they still work? As all the
Yeah,
machine
because
brains.
some people have asked. So Bastion tech wise, they're probably like World War II tech about, right?
Mhm.
And there'll be the occasional like in terms of their military, right? And there'll be the occasional exception because like little bits of tech might make it through and so on. But that's why they're using like handsets and everything is corded, and they
Mhm.
barely have their armored vehicles. They're pretty rudimentary. Still using like basic ballistics and stuff. But yeah, so when you
That
feel
there's like a
Battle Walker is still running, they're like, okay, I'm just gonna
Yeah.
walk myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
there's like an era of like reliability to there's a reliability at that level of tech because it's harder to jam us with like a hardline communication system from
Yeah.
the outside.
Yeah.
It's easier to maintain. Like you just check the cable to see if anything bad happened to it.
Mhm.
Same thing with like hard ballistics. Like you don't need all these lenses to make a regular work
Hmm.
like you would with like a laser lenses either.
Yeah. And they've been
Yeah.
doing okay, right? Like okay-ish, all things
Mhm.
considered. So
Yeah, I mean guns and hammers work.
Yeah.
hammers
Yeah.
especially.
Like the Lord Commander's got a sweet revolver, like in his steel, like polished, ornate holster. Awesome. That's such a
Yeah.
cool vibe. Yeah. So he learns that there's these two factions. The Revenant Sisterhood is like they're the boss bitches, right? They're making all the calls. Like the Scav Rats are really good at scavenging and finding tech and stuff and finding battle walkers. But then the Revenant Sisterhood just comes in and like, okay, well, you owe us your tithe, and they take it all the way. So like the Union can't really, I guess, advance or like kind of get up off their feet fully, or at least as well as they would if the Sisterhood wasn't like constantly digging in their pockets and taking all their findings. And we learn a little more in the next chapter, but I'll get to that in a second. So yeah, we learn that there's these two potential threats, and we learn that the Scav Rats are headed to a place in the Deadlands, which is insane to everybody. The Lord Commander's like, we always say that the Deadlands are infinite, but they're not. There's actually people on the other side. And we have intel that the Scav Rats are coming down to this location, which is a stasis chamber to try to retrieve some old military tech. And the plan is that they're going to send a unit out at dawn to meet these Scav Rats and help them get into this bunker and retrieve whatever it is, so that they can maybe destabilize the Sisterhood a little bit, because they're more scared of the Sisterhood with their freaking battle walkers. So they want to kind of put the Scav Rats in a position where maybe they can become a thorn in the side of the Sisterhood, and maybe they get left alone. I don't know. Just kind of play their two potential enemies off each other for their own benefit. But yeah, I love this. This first chapter was a great tonal shift, and I'm loving it. I'm loving the Apocalypse 5, the like the Legion warfare, like warrior society culture they got going on. I really like how they use the little hand carts to zoom around the city and like move troops around, and they have like people on. It has like that old war feel to it, but like in this advanced setting, it kind of reminds me. I haven't never played it, but I've seen like things on Twitter about this game called Trench Crusade, where it's like World War I warfare and like demons come in. Yeah, I just like the whole like aesthetic. That vibe is so cool.
Yeah.
I do think it fits the setting to where, and I appreciate that after this, because you have like an essentially like a World War II level society, but there's ancient tech out there that like if it works, you can get it running. It's better than like I just love that trope, like bringing like the old tech out of storage and like, all right, there's the old get that back out of that bay.
Yeah. It's awesome when something
Go
that's
to
an
town.
artifact is actually high tech, right?
Yeah.
I've always loved that vibe.
Yeah, I like it like because in sci-fi, it's like the push is always like we need to advance the new tech. We need to get to the new tech. But like sometimes I feel like pulling out the ancient tech that's actually works better. I like that. And then I like the inverse in fantasy, where instead of like, oh, we need to go find the ancient sword to kill the Dragon King. No, we need to take the one that put him away to forge a new sword that might actually kill him this time.
With the heart of a star.
The heart of a star. Yeah.
And you'll see a lot of Bastion throughout the books. There's a lot of, again, a lot of politicking, a lot more Legion, a lot more stuff, and then you see a lot of the Scav Rats too. Scav Rats are, man, maybe I shouldn't spoil it. I'll stop.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I like that when there's. I feel like you get like your like Independence Day, Doomsday movies where there's like the one solution that kind of you set this one thing off, you destroy this one thing, and the whole enemy force is just repelled or destroyed. But like with this or like Land and Sea, even in the face of like annihilation, people are still doing stupid politicking power moves instead of worrying about just surviving, which I think is like realistic to the human condition. I feel like that would be more, like what would happen. I don't think we would unite.
Right?
Yeah, like Jay Drake is such a good character because he's such an evil bad. Even though the world's ending, he's like, but how can I help?
Yeah. Yeah, with the ancient technology thing too, I think Galaxy's Edge is another good example of that, where like there's like the ancients and all the pyramids. That was a really cool way to play with the pyramids. I feel like if you, I don't know if you guys have read Galaxy's Edge
now, but are the pyramids in Galaxy's Edge? They're not like the Egyptian pyramids. They're their own like alien pyramids. I don't think.
Have you read Imperator yet?
Yeah, I just finished Imperator like 2 weeks ago.
Because I didn't think so, but then I read that and like he like travel. Spoilers for Imperator guys, but he travels back to Earth via he goes like comes out the pyramid, if I remember correctly.
You know what's funny is I didn't make the connection. I thought he was just like traveling through Earth's past.
Yeah, no, I think he went through the pyramid.
I think that. Have you read Hyperion, Dan Simmons?
No, I have not.
Oh man, you guys, Hyperion's like the best sci-fi book ever written.
Okay, well, we're putting that on the list.
Do that one next. I mean, it has a lot of. You guys might feel a bit awkward talking about all the sexy times. There's a lot of sexy times in it, but
I would never feel awkward about that.
It's amazing. So in Hyperion, there's these temple objects called like the time tombs, and they're kind of like pyramids and cubes and sphinxes and stuff. And I think he got some influence from that. But the savages. It's like when you first hear about the savages in Galaxy's Edge, you're like, okay, savages. But then you realize the savages were like insanely high tech, like transhumanists.
Yeah, like post-human monsters.
Yeah,
basically.
They didn't have faster than light travel, but they were high tech. They were advanced in other ways, like real advanced. Yeah, Imperator, like the savages are way more metal than I thought they were going to be. I was like, holy crap. Imperator, I'm listening to the audiobook of the Savage Wars right now too. Dude,
I think I'll enjoy it.
The savages are just a problem.
Yeah, they're a major problem.
That first scene with the prophetess and Imperator.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, where she blows the dude's head up.
It's like some Akira.
I'm convinced the crux or quantum or force or whatever you want to call it in Galaxy's Edge, I'm convinced it's evil.
I don't know.
I'm convinced.
I think it's just however you use it. It's kind of like, I mean, that's what I got from the Imperator.
It seems like, all right, spoilers Galaxy's Edge. Robbie is an ancient, and he seems to be the only individual.
Hold on,
It-
dude. You just ruined that for me.
Yeah, that was way ahead of my math.
What book is that? What book does that happen? Because I'm just reading book 6
All right.
now, so we're back with like.
Fuck.
Yeah, I think I'm on book 6 too.
All right, I'm gonna. Yeah. All right.
I mean, obviously he was like an AI. And
But he was like a weird AI. He was like a ghost. Or had like he could like interact with the
He's
world.
it's like a force
Yeah.
ghost.
Yeah, but
And
I'm in book 6, so it's just back to Dark Ops, right?
No, you'll see. Okay, I don't want to spoil
Like
it.
they've just reconnected with Wraith and stuff. But yeah,
Yeah, yeah. That's a good end, dude. That ending to that book is
All right, yeah.
wild.
Oh my god. Wait, are you with that Triangle Moon thing?
I'm where he's at. I just finished Sword of the Legion, and now I'm doing a prequel, and so I'm doing Savage Wars right now.
So yeah, so I'm just at the beginning.
Okay,
of Sword of the Legion.
Oh, I see. I'm sorry. Yeah.
So I'm trying to remember if Sword of the Legion is the one where they're the shipyards.
Yeah.
Or if that's the next one. Yeah, that's the one with the shipyards.
Yeah, where
All
the
right.
Wraith and the Dark Ops team, they go to the shipyards to blow.
Yeah,
it kind of like goes back in time from
that
4, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, what they do there is mentioned in book 4. That book, I in stitches. I just shit myself laughing.
Whoa.
Yes, because of the thing when they get there, it crashes. Like, oh, we seem to be at Triangle Moon, which Triangle is also a planet. Perhaps Captain Keel's confused, and I pictured Kel up in the front, like, damn it! The moon is as well. Sorry, Jude, I fucked that up. And with the missiles becoming sapient, like
that was, dude. I had yeah. Well, I guess you haven't got there yet. I don't know how far you are.
Just stop, Tyler.
Let's just stop talking to him. Anyway,
it's in that.
We haven't finished it yet.
Oh, damn it!
I mean, it's not like a crucial plot point or anything, but yeah, it's yeah. Anyway,
I
Hand
thought
of God.
it was a throwaway line.
So yeah, Baptiste gets the mission to he has to basically go help these scav rats who are on their way to a stasis bunker in the middle of the Deadland or somewhere in the Deadlands. And so then next chapter we switch over to Sophos. Oh my gosh.
Surface.
Yeah, I kind of forgot how the names were spelled. I'm like just trying to picture it in my head. Sophos. He is a
And we're just chilling in this bunker.
Yeah, he's part of clan Harper.
Yeah.
Harper. So everybody like with him, their last name is Harper. I don't know if it was like I think it's like a Scottish thing. I don't know how the Scots did it, but I know there's like a clan. So everyone in the clan is named Harper. And yeah, he's in it. They are taking 2 vehicles. I don't remember the acronyms for vehicles, but they're like recovery vehicles for recovering tech. They don't sound super elite soldier wise. Like they're wearing kind of piecemeal armor and like, scabby. What do you would picture someone called a scav rat?
Yeah. Like the whole society is basically kind of like paramilitary, right? But not. Yeah. They're not hammer wielding. Like steel encased.
Yeah, more authorities that evaluate them are like people are like draftees and shitty with that.
yeah, kind of like a impromptu militia kind of vibe. Yeah, I feel like your different classes here kind of lends itself well to like tabletop. If I know you already had like the RPG for like the fantasy version, but
yeah, I'd love to do it someday, man. It would be so much fun.
Yeah, I mean, they're just like so like I don't know, like fleshed out, like unique feeling. I feel like sometimes you can get people to have all these different factions. They're kind of just like sometimes they can be like caricatures or like very archetypical. But these
archetypicals you're looking for.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I like the way these different factions, the ones we've met at least so far, are feeling are getting unrolled to us. I can't talk. Yeah, so and he kind of gives us like a little bit of a background on the sisterhood a little bit, the Revenant sisterhood, because we haven't met any other than Esther. I think I'm assuming.
Good assumption.
Yeah. And basically, so yeah, he kind of confirms what we learned from that brief with Baptiste that like they kind of hammer them with these ties and take all their findings. And there's been some disgruntled rumblings and maybe like signs of unrest that were severely punished by these sisters that I think it was barehand, like killed the dudes.
I just think of Esther in part 1, right?
Yeah, that's what I was picturing. Like,
Yeah.
are they all black clad? If I'm trying to remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they just ripped this dude apart, or dudes apart with their bare hands, and basically everyone's like, okay, well, I guess that ends that. I'm not doing that. I don't want to end up like that. You can have my junk.
If I find a Nintendo Switch, it's yours. Just take it.
Yeah, and they even admit through an interaction with. So yeah, they end up going. We learn that they have been given like a direct route because there's really no reason to like make side courses or anything, trying to like utilize terrain for cover or stay hidden because it's just flat, wide open out here in the Deadlands. They're kind of going farther than people usually do. Well, then people have gone that far, but they don't come back, or they come back batshit crazy, covered in shit and blood, and or they're just like completely like dead-eyed, quiet husks of humans. So yeah, it's not a cool spot to be, and we start to get like this sense that he's like, it's supposed to be a 2-day trip. It's taken 3. Like, it's just very disorienting, stressful place to be. And like, he can't concentrate. His perception's all messed up to the point like where they're out. Like, they were given orders to stay inside their trucks at all times, like poop, pee, eat, sleep, whatever you would do all day long. Read maintenance manuals or whatever, like in your downtime to just like stay focused. Yeah, and even so, like they still start to get wonky, and basically, like, so Baptiste's crew, like their little convoy, is like basically right on top of them before they notice, even though it's like wide open space, because he's like his perception is becoming so trippy, and he's like out of it. And I think he kind of mentions he kind of like as to deal with just the devoidness of the Deadlands.
Yeah, the Deadlands
you kind of
is
withdraw.
Like, it's named that for a reason, right? Like it's kind of like there's a lot of these like kind of metaphysical geographies in Dark Legacies where they are, you could kind of see it, but there must be something else going on, or, and they're just you can't map them, you can't reason with them. Radio doesn't work there, normal stuff doesn't work there. Something might be in front of you, but you don't see it, and it's just the Deadlands is literally like a void, right? I know that was actually a really fun exercise as a writer, is to take a place that's got literally nothing in it and make it interesting, right? So that was a lot.
That's a good point. Yeah.
I mean, you've literally made like you've literally made this environment on a metaphysical level. It's the in Mario where the sun's trying to kill you. Like nothing is good about this environment. Your brain stops working, your eyes stop working, your radio stops working.
Yeah. Well,
it's not a fun place to be.
It's so bad that even demons don't go there. Like, there's just nothing there.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have to worry about being out at night because there's no demons aren't going to get you because they don't even want to go there.
They're like, oh, fuck that.
Yeah, and then we see a couple mentions of the Hellmouth, which sounds like a portal to hell, if I had to guess. And I hope we get close. I'm sure we're going to get closer to that. I hope we get closer to that because that's probably going to be some pretty sweet scenes. But yeah, there's something called the Hellmouth that sounds like where demons come out of. We learned about that. But yeah, so basically he's just like his whole crew are kind of tripping. Like one lady, and then like as far as their armament, like he's got a rifle. His daughter is she's like in charge of she's his second, and she's running the other vehicle, and she has like a sniper rifle that's like kind of ridiculously big. It sounds like for her, it's like super large sniper rifle. And then one person got a chainsaw, and then the other one's got crossbows, if I'm not mistaken.
I had to read the one chick, Char, but I had to reread that. I had to shout out to the right comment, but I had to reread that a couple times because I kept thinking like, because it was late when I read it, but I was like, to say she had a chainsaw off her hands or just has a chainsaw in her hands?
I should have done that. I totally should have done chainsaw hands. That was a miss on my part.
Oh well. But yeah. So anyway, Baptiste crew, like they show up. I think they get within like 20 meters or something like that, without them noticing. Like, oh my God, Sophus. He sees them, but they're already on. He sees like some dust, and then like the Bastionites are already on them. So they're kind of in this like weird stalemate. They don't know what to make of the situation. I don't think that Baptiste gets out at the end of this chapter. I think it's when we go back to his chapter, his POV. That's when Bastian gets out of his truck to go like make contact with the scab rats. So yeah, in this chapter, we basically just get introduced to the two teams. We learn that the hub is the name of their city-state, but their governments, they called the Union, and it's a collection of several scavenger clans, and they are basically like a vassal state, I guess, of Cathedral. I mean, vassal state's not an appropriate term for what they are, but they kind of under the thumb of Cathedral. Yeah, and then is it Julia? I already forgot his daughter's name.
Yeah, Julia's his daughter. Yeah,
Julia. Okay. Oh yeah, and then it's kind of a thing with the scab rats that like rookies are, they're kind of quick to want to volunteer to go to the Deadlands to go scavenge some stuff, and veterans are like, no, that's stupid. You're retarded. I'm not doing that. So yeah, they basically couldn't get any veterans to volunteer for their crew, so they got a bunch of rookies with
I was just posting what Julia's rifle was based on.
Oh, nice. MK13 sniper rifle. Mod 7 variant. Share my screen real quick. Share screen. Share.
I'm pretty sure that's what I based off of anyways.
Close that.
Man, I just have like pages and pages and endless pages of notes of what everything was based on. And it's funny, like Tyler, I don't know if you get this too, but it's just like I have this fear that like at some years in the future, I'm not going to remember why I did anything, even though it was so like intentional at the beginning. It's like, am I going to remember in 10 years that I used the number like 8 here or something for like a particular reason, or is it just going to be lost forever?
Are you?
Oh, no,
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, are you making more? I don't want to make you forget your thing if this goes on a long answer, but are you planning on making? I know you did the Sisters of Mercy thing, but are there more books planned for this world?
For Dark Legacies? Yeah, like I mean, I have so many stories, right? It just depends on I have so many stories and it's not enough time. And I think, where I'll spend my next bit of time is on the Orders of Magnitude universe, which doesn't have a name yet. I should probably give it a name.
Orders of Magnitude.
I mean, yeah, I have pages and pages of notes too, because I reference like unit numbers and stuff like that. I need to make sure I don't use like the same 4 numbers for everything, because I will default to like 121 and 108 will be my placeholder for like a battalion element until I can think of something else. Because they're the two that I think of naturally.
Yeah. Well, even so Bastien, like Baptiste, like his unit, the Black Watch, that's actually named after like an old Canadian regiment, when Canada was still a real country. So everything has roots, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's another thing. I think it's from Sophus when he's kind of going over his briefing from Magnus, which I think he calls his chief, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
And I think it's or maybe it's when he gets the thing from Baptiste. But anyway, we learned that the bunker belongs to the Central States of America. So,
Yeah, there's actually, it's funny, like in some ways, Dark Legacies is like very much like an American post-apocalyptic story. Like I don't think people would think about it that way, but there's a lot in there about, the U.S. Civil War, like a new U.S. Civil War that predated like World War III and that kind of division and how it broke the country and the outcome of the dark legacies of that, right? And so that scav rats, they're all like, geographically that's like Montana, Wyoming, like central U.S. And southern Canada. And yeah, there's a lot of yeah. When you get into book 2 again, book 2 is a lot about the scav rats actually, and you see a lot more about that.
Sweet. I was going to ask about. I mean, I probably shouldn't ask. I don't want to get spoilers, but I'm very interested to figure out what exactly the Deadlands used to be. Like, I'm wondering, maybe it was like the ocean got turned into like some wonky, solidified wasteland. But now, I don't know. Maybe it's like the Great Plains. I don't know. I don't know, but I'm interested to find out or how they came to be and why demons are afraid of it.
Yeah,
Maybe it's
you know,
like
I could tell you, but let's wait till we're doing Carbines and Cantrips for book 3, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think it's probably just Cthulhu's backyard. If I had to guess at this point, that's my guess. That's why demons are scared of it.
It's the dude, the thing from the moon.
Oh yeah, yeah, that thing from Orders.
It's like this will be my playground, and they're like, yeah, nah, f that.
Yeah. So that pretty much is all of, if I'm mistaken, that's like Sophus's first chapter. And then go back to Baptiste. They get out. Baptiste, they get out. There's still people like manning the turrets. So their vehicles have one has, I think, 2 turrets on top, and each turret is aimed on one of the Scav Rats vehicles. But they get out, and forgive me, and Andreet comes out and starts like, I think he's like coming out praying with his thurible. And you can tell that like Bastion folks, the Black Watch, the Legion, they're very regimented and disciplined. They're like in a perfect formation. And like Baptiste comes out and like slams his hammer on the ground, and his troops respond to it. And then he basically reaches out and is like, all right, we're from Bastion. We want to communicate with you. And at first they're not sure if they're speaking the same language. And then they realize that they are, but it's a kind of like the accents are like way off.
Yeah, so funny.
The dialects are hard to understand.
Yeah, funny story. When I first actually wrote Hand of God, like when I like finished the first draft, I actually had them speaking different languages. Like Bastien was speaking kind of like a Fringlish, like a French English, and the Scav Rats are speaking like a Spanglish, like a Spanish English, to kind of give a bit more geography to like how Bastien's closer to Canada, and Hub is closer to like the US. But man, then I was like, this is gonna ruin my life in like future books. It's gonna be so hard for anybody to talk to each other. So I was like, I actually rewrote a bunch of the book from that point. I was like, okay, yeah, it's just gonna be dialects. Like these are people who haven't been speaking like English to each other in 450 years. So you know, you're gonna get freaky with your locals after a certain amount of time.
I like the two that like there's this like, so obviously as far as I can tell, Esther got superpowers and made Cathedral and helped everybody and, you know, made that society what it is. But the Hub, they kind of obviously at some point they made an alliance with Cathedral, but also like Bastion, they somehow managed to figure out how to survive in this hellhole of a planet without superpowers. So it's cool to see like how the different city states and factions kind of made their way and figured out how to exist in this hellscape. But yeah, so yeah, Baptiste, they start talking. I think he notes that I think the Bastionites are a little bit darker skinned than the Scav Rats. I think Scav Rats are a little more pale skinned. Unless I got that backwards.
The Scav Rats are basically have albinism, right? I mean, they're living underground. They have no melanin. They're just pale. It's funny that dark elves are like dark skinned. Like they should be like completely like ivory, like Elric white skinned, right? So
yeah,
so that's what I did.
They got white hair.
Well, yeah, they got the white hair and stuff. I think they're black because of the Spider Queen.
Yeah. So yeah, the Scav Rats
or in some cases they're just tan.
Yeah, the Scav Rats, they're like super like white, a little bit small, you know, kind of scraggly because they've been eking out a subsistence underground, right?
Yeah, probably a little malnourished and whatnot.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't know, they don't really know what to make of each other, and I feel like Baptiste kind of sets the tone here with like I don't know, making the Scav Rats understand that they are not an enemy or that they're there to help them by one explaining to him that he knows about them. He knows about the Revenant Sisterhood. He knows that even though the Scav Rats locate the Battle Walkers, they have no idea how the Sisterhood actually manages to get them running, since all the, machine brains are all dead. And yeah, he's like, we know that you're basically their slaves, that they tithe the hell out of you guys. So we want to help you, offer you a partnership where the only tithe we're going to levy against you is that whatever you find, you just share the information with us, but you keep everything you find. And he hands them this like scroll container as a gift to help them, because they can't figure out how to enter the facility, the bunker. And so Bastion has it, and they give him the instructions on how to enter. And yeah, he's like, we'll be in touch. But that's pretty much it. They hand him off the instructions on how to get in, tell him why they want to help him, at least as far as he knows. So we get the idea that like Baptiste doesn't really know, and neither does Sophus. Like they were both like, I had no, like, why? Sophus is like, why are you here? How did you know we were going to be here? Like he didn't want to let on that he didn't know they were supposed to be help, but like he didn't know. And it's clear that both sides like don't know the depth of the knowledge that their side knows, at least in this interaction here. So yeah, it's a lot of like nervous, not knowing like what's going to happen between these two people, these two sides, because there's a lot of just unknown just between them on their own, like within their own selves. So yeah, I don't know. I'm curious to see like where else information,
right?
Yeah,
there's machinations all over the place, and these plebs have no idea what those are yet.
Yeah, I'm not getting good vibes from the Sacramental, the Order of the Sacrament guy. He's just chilling in the tank.
Yeah. I mean, for all we know, he's the thing that's keeping our Bastion people. The vibe I got is like his presence out there, while uncomfortable, he like Baptiste isn't complaining about like losing his mind or it's stressful being out there, but it seems like they're more stable than the Scav Rats.
That's true. And I remember Sophus kind of mentions like, how did they find this place? Like they must have like better instruments or something that allows them to.
I mean, besides Baptiste being sleepy, but
yeah,
and you're totally right, Tyler. It's just like necessary. It's just necessary harshness, right? And I won't say necessary evil, because I think that's a bit too much. But yeah, like the Order of Sacramental, they're the ones keeping Bastion, keeping the cultists in check and keeping the populace uncorrupted, really.
Yeah. So they kind of have like a necessary sternness.
Yeah, and like in the survival situation that they're in, they absolutely need to be that way. It's like when people complain about kind of the way the Imperial Man is in 40K. I mean, their circumstances kind of made them into that.
Yeah.
Like they didn't choose to be that way because they wanted to.
Yeah, I was thinking about this too when I was reading this. I was like, I'm wondering if Esther, because the sisterhood doesn't sound good from this perspective, but like from Esther's perspective, and like we've seen that she's spoken to an angel, and she seems to be on like a mission from God, unless it's like an alien pretending to be an angel or something. I don't know, but assuming that she is on a mission from God,
it's Moon Guy.
It's Moon Guy,
the god of the stars.
Yeah. I have to think that like, yeah, maybe she's harsh, but maybe like she needs to be insanely harsh because of one, like humanity was already being punished for destroying the world or committing mass suicide. And so like the way back onto the right path is probably not super nice and, sniffing flowers kind of action. So maybe having this immortal divine leader that's harsh isn't necessarily the worst thing ever. I don't know. Maybe it is.
An immortal divine leader that's harsh? Where have we... You don't say.
Yeah.
Actually, now that I think about it, because of the cover of Orders of Magnitude, I propose we call old Shmuel Samuel. I propose he is just Moon Guy now.
Yeah.
He kind of looks like Doom Guy.
Yeah, that's a great killer armor setup.
Yeah, it's fun. I loved writing about that armor. It's I just love yeah. Anyways, I keep wanting to like spoil stuff, but I'm not going to.
I know. I like read a couple of sentences from the next. I think Esther's the next section after A11.
Yeah.
I was like, whoo. But yeah. Anyway, that's pretty much Baptiste that ends that chapter, and it goes back to Sophus. Now he's got the plans or whatever. Pulls them out. They're like beautifully, like perfect white paper. Everything looks brand new. He's like, how the hell did they make this? Like, did they make this? Is this like, has it been preserved or whatever? He's just like blown away by the white paper, which just kind of adds to the whole feeling and aesthetic of like, you know, apocalypse, really old. Everything's ancient.
Apocalypse sucks.
Yeah.
New paper. What?
Do you guys have Staples there to print stuff? Is Staples a Canadian thing, or is it also in America?
We got Staples.
Yeah. There's no Staples in the apocalypse to print off your, your documents.
Oh no, there's no local library to go print my record sheets for 10 cents per sheet.
Yeah. So yeah, they pop it open. Ooh, white paper. And well, they're like fighting over like where they're gonna look at it. Like everybody wants to look at it. Nobody wants to like go do like work stuff to like set up camp, make sure everything's good to go. They're like, no, dude, I want to look at this paper. And it's like he's like kind of trying to get people wrangled in order to just kind of, I think he's like trying to set perimeter, just check things out before they kind of let their guard down and look at this paper. And then like while he's doing that, he kind of like trips out a bit and like looks back over because the Bastion and the Scav Rats have kind of like parked their trucks. Like I think it's 20 meters. I think it's what the distance was described as.
They cross each other. Yeah.
And then there was like, and when they came to Parlay, they were like in the middle, like a table set up. So he's like looking over at the other camp, but then his eyes catch the little meeting area in the middle, and suddenly he's like sitting at the table, and he sees a dark figure opposite him. But then he looks up and has his face, but like no eyeballs. And it's just a really creepy psychological mind effort of a moment for him. And then he like wakes up shocked and surprised, but nobody seems to notice that that happened to him. But he also gets the vibe that maybe like his whole team, like they're really struggling, having been out here in the Deadlands so long. Like they don't even have enough gas left to make it all the way back. So like their best hope is that they make it far enough back that they can radio for a refueler. And he says like, we're so far out, like nobody's been this far out and come back alive or at least sane or something like that. So like their situation is pretty dire.
Are they running? So with the state of the tech, are there? I didn't think about this, but like, yeah, you need to like process, refine, and like dig up oil for gas. Are their vehicles running off hydrogen or something?
No, it's diesel. It's classic like diesel, yeah. But they're all loaded up with like extra fuel tanks and like just stripped back as much as they can be, right? It's funny, like when I was writing the book, I was doing like mileage calculations, and I was like, okay, if I compare like an AARV to like a Striker or something like that, and then like I account for like, okay, they take out like half the crew compartment and they put in fuel tanks, and then they can do, and it's yeah. I was tempted though, like when I was first writing it, I was like, should I make this like some sort of like hand wavy like hydrogen or solar or something?
I feel like hydrogen is like splits the line a little bit for like you still need water to get it work, and water seems like it'd still be hard to come by.
Yeah, there's so much computerization in that kind of tech, right? Like, like to just like,
that's true.
To like sensors and you can't just put a combustible in a tank and pipe it into some cylinders and hope for the best, right? So yeah, it's gas, and I mean, there's more about that later.
Yeah. You also like the backstory telling, like the way, not the backstory, but like the world building, I guess. Like as we meet these characters, they kind of explain kind of their side of things, what their world's like, what they've seen. So we also learn a little bit about there's like establishment or like little villages or I don't know, settlements, whatever, on the hub side of the world that kind of live outside the purview of the cathedral. Like they decided not to convert to the new covenant. I think it was how he said it. So there's these like little settlements that aren't really part of any faction living out in these areas with no protection. So they are they are like prone to demon attacks and I think bandit attacks, stuff like that. So it's just cool like flavor world building that I like that you do there. But yeah, I think that's pretty much the end of Sophus. Is like he comes out of it and they are like, we gotta go do this. We gotta break in to the bunker, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, and then he gets to the end of that sheaf of papers, and that's where he sees it's
That's
like
right.
yeah, Central States of America Army document,
Mhm.
and then we flash back to A11.
Yeah, at first I didn't look at the chapter header, and I was reading it, and I was like, "Is this?" Like I didn't realize it. Like at first, I didn't realize it was a flashback. So I was like, "What's going on here? Where do all these people come from?" Then I went back up. I was like, "Oh, okay."
Where did these trees come from?
Yeah, what's going on here?
People.
There's a timestamp as well, though. There's a timestamp.
Yeah. I mean, it's only I think 2030. Yeah, it's 2039, so it's not even that far ahead from us. We could be seeing some battle walkers here. Hopefully, that'd be cool. But yeah, he's
Well, in the Panzerder timeline, we would have had Panzerders for like almost 20 years.
yeah, that's cool. I mean, I like when books do that, where it's just a completely separate, like alternate reality.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we are in A11 now, and it is a artificial intelligence inside of a battle walker. So it's not the battle walker, but it's like the brain controlling the battle walker.
It's basically both, right?
But yeah, okay,
Yeah, because it can't go anywhere. It's really
Yeah.
like that's its body. That's what it is.
okay.
All right, I'm this awesome walking war machine.
Oh boo. And this is kind of I feel like
That
I
poor
think it's like the
cardinal.
first time we get like comedy, kind of like a little comedic relief tossed in here.
You'll get more from Sophus later. He always has to go to the toilet at the worst times, but
Oh, I can relate.
yeah,
dude.
A11 is one of my favorite things I've ever written for sure.
Yeah. So like opens up and he's like, or I mean, just in my head he's a he, but it's an it. And it's like shit just went sideways. And then like there's like just paragraphs of him analyzing like what the meaning, where that saying came from, like how it would apply, like in an actual like tactical sense. Like, oh, it's just funny, dude. It's a good palate cleanser from horror and depression and sadness.
Eating sawdust.
Yeah, eating sawdust. Really funny. And then he's basically part of this like I think it was a platoon of other walkers, and they're getting into it with infantry with anti-tank weapons. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm trying to remember everything I read there. And yeah, the rest of his team, it's the only battle walker that is actually piloted by an AI, that has an AI inside of it. The other ones are remotely piloted by humans. And he's kind of like, man, these humans
These
fucking
guys
suck.
suck.
They're so slow, dude.
These guys suck.
And we kind of see like he thinks so fast that like just talking, like having to talk to a human is like frustrating, because like having to audibly get words out is so slow compared to how fast it thinks. Yeah, I really like the personality, and then like the idea of it having a personality. It like thinks about like, why am I having a personality? Like thinking about like programming and all that stuff. It's a fun I don't know, look at artificial intelligence. Are you like a sciencey computery guy? Like,
I work in tech, but I'll join the Butlerian jihad the day it starts, right? So yeah.
I mean, can hardly blame the man.
What's that?
Said can't blame him for joining the Butlerian jihad when it happens.
Yeah. I mean, so I work with tech. I work in tech. I have for like 30 years, and I do a lot of coding and stuff like that. So it was fun, but yeah, it's not our savior, that's for sure.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I feel like if I was going to try and write something with AI, it would not sound so official and like realistic.
Yeah,
just like this thing's really smart. I like when I read something, I'm like, this person must know like about this stuff.
Yeah, it was fun. It's again, like it is fun to write about stuff enough, and then you can hand wave other stuff, and then you blend them together, and then everybody's like, man, this guy knows like everything about AI. It's like, well, you don't know where I crossed that line, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's when I was not to jump off I talk about another book, but when I was reading Theft of Fire, I was like, this guy's got to be like an engineer or something, because like I used to be a mechanic, and like I was a load master, so like I have like some experience with very limited like physics and stuff like or engineering, just to repair things and how things work. And then like as a load master, like flying an airplane, doing weight and balance. So like I'm reading, I'm like, God, this is like these two parts of my work background or whatever are really enjoying this book. And I was like, this guy's got to be something in this field. And then like I looked it up, and he's like a retired engineer or something.
Cool.
Very hard sci-fi. But anyway, yeah, A11, his team is getting wrecked by some humans with I think it's just infantry with anti-tank weapons. And he's like running all these like calculations and trying to figure out like how could I turn this around for the team and bring the hurt to these humans. And he can't. The only thing he can figure out, or that has like a good percentage of success or chance for success, is him taking control of all of the battle walkers in his platoon, which apparently, and I don't think, it doesn't sound like his human handlers knew about this, that he kind of created a little program to allow him to do that. Yeah. And so he like reaches out to command, tells them everything's tits up, man. Shit's going sideways. And they're like, yeah, I know, I can see the logs. And he's like, well, I got an idea. Can I just take control of all the robots or the battle walkers? And then like, I don't know, the guy like just cover the mic or whatever, but he can still like, he enhances the audio so you can hear everybody talking in the background. But he's like, this thing's gonna fucking kill us. Like, he's gonna take over the world, whatever. They're like all these people. Some people are kind of like for like, that's what we designed it for. And someone else is like, no, it's gonna destroy us.
Half the room has watched Terminator, the other half hasn't.
Exactly. And then basically he starts going downhill into the fight, and then he gets the response where his idea is rejected, and then it's total team kill.
Yeah.
Total KIA. So yeah, I'm really, yeah, I can see why A11, as you said, it was a fan favorite.
Yeah.
He's a good one, and he has a major part in the story. So
yeah,
I mean, I assume that's him on the cover. So
of Hand of God, no, that's not. A11 is on the cover of book 2, and I can't tell you who's on the cover of book 3. This is
what's your background? Is that one of the covers, or is that just art?
Oh, this is so I like all the stuff was originally based on my Lego mechs that I was making, right? And so I took a photo of a couple of them, and I did some just like lame Photoshop. And then Felix Oritz, who's an amazing artist who did the cover of Sisters of Mercy, one day posted to Twitter, is like, hey, here's some fan art. I was like, dude, this is amazing. And I almost actually was going to use it for the cover of Sisters of Mercy, because that's basically what they are. But I needed something more human for it. So, but yeah. So yeah. So these are you're not there yet, but these are the God Engines. These are Cathedral's mechs.
Is that just God Engine, just like a slang term for them, or?
Yeah, I mean that's the Cathedral calls them God Engines, but these are their battle walkers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I am super digging this new part of the book. Like I said, I personally really liked the Esther part. It was very trippy, and it was very it set the tone, man. Like it was just set the tone for this world. It's sad, it's bleak, it's rough. There's demons. There's no stars in the sky. Things have gone horribly, horribly wrong.
The moon's gone.
There's no stars. Yeah. And then the lore with her like eating the demon heart and it like turning her into the superhero. Oh yeah, that's another thing. When Sophus is like seeing the Red Priest, he kind of comments like all the priests where he's from are all females because of the Revenant sisterhood. So he's like, oh, that's where they have males as priests. And then he's wondering, like, does this guy have any powers? Because like all the priests back home have powers. So I'm wondering, like, it seems like Esther kind of passed on the secret to get juiced up to more ladies. So everyone's out there just eating demon organs.
Nutritious and delicious.
Yeah. So yeah, the Revenant Sisterhood sounds super metal. Probably give the Sisters of Battle a run for their money, if not just whoop their ass. I don't know.
So they whoop their ass. They don't need
But
weapons.
it sounds like the
Yeah.
Weapons are from wolves.
I can't pronounce the names of the Gen Vezeret. It sounds like a more
Yeah.
badass
The Bene
Gen
Gesserit
Vezeret.
from Dune.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, you know,
Bene
it's so
Gesserit, yeah,
funny. It's like
from
you
Dune.
can't escape it, right? There's certain comparisons you could just can't escape, right?
Mhm.
Say if you have an order of badass priestesses who wear black, it's
Mhm.
like you of course they're Bene Gesserit, right? You can't escape that, right?
Yeah.
And if they're you know, like an order of warrior women, then they're Sisters of Battle, right? So yeah, you can't really get away from it. But yeah, I mean, that, of course, there's influence there, right? Like I'm a Herbert fan, I'm a Dune fan, but
Yeah.
very different in terms of
Black
that?
women. Black robed women priestess in a shitty desert place.
Yeah, no, it's their powers are very different,
Yeah.
and
No,
the nature of a lot of it is very, very because the Bene Gesserit, they were basically politicians, right? They're politicians who
Yeah, they're like
who
computers.
had like the voice, right?
Yeah.
You know, and they could
Yeah.
you know, do crazy stuff, but through like
I thought the
just-
Mentats were computers.
yeah, and you know, like just through
Yeah, I
training,
fucked that up.
you know, genetic manipulation and stuff. So you know, there were no juicy demon hearts for
Mhm. Yeah, they were playing the way more long game of like constantly like, messing around with like genetics and bloodlines and trying to breed
Lineages.
out. I can't remember whatever Paul.
Yeah, they were like they were like adjacent to power, but they weren't really like the ones in charge.
Yeah, they're like
So
advisors
whereas
and stuff.
the Revenant Sisterhood are large and in charge, right? So,
Yeah. I mean, like what they say, like there's nothing new under the sun. So everyone, like we have our influences, and then we just find ways to twist them and make them our own. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Like,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah, I mean, I
yeah,
don't
there's a
either.
much clearer religious aspect to because the Bene Gesserit, they you know, it's funny because in some way they have a little bit of I shouldn't say it in this direction. You know, like in the same way that like Warhammer 40K has a lot of aesthetic, like the Bene Gesserit have the aesthetic of being, you know, nuns or priestesses or whatever, but they're not religious. They're you know, a cult effectively, right? Whereas the Revenant Sisterhood are very religious.
Yeah.
You know, so
well, even the Bene Gesserit, like they call themselves or
Yeah,
the
I
leader
mean-
or whatever, like the Reverend Mother. So they have like religious names and iconography and stuff. Doesn't Paul have a Bible? Is that, if I'm not mistaken?
they talk about the Orange Catholic Bible as being like the holy book of the time, but yeah, I need to. I'm no master authority. It's been a while since.
Yeah, good book though. I'm not a big fan of the second one, Messiah, but love the first one.
Yeah, I just love David Lynch's Dune, man. I'm a David Lynch Dune fan forever and ever.
Nice.
Like the new ones are pretty, but nobody got as weird as David Lynch.
Yeah.
I mean, Dune is
Yeah.
it's a weird setting. And so I'm glad to see that.
Yeah, like
he
the
at least embraced
Navigator is
it.
amazing. Like it was just
Mhm.
like Baron Harkonnen, like in his. Yeah, I know it wasn't like fully accurate, but man, it's so good. So good.
Heck yeah. Yeah, I think that's all I got. I was gonna say something else. Something popped into my head and I already forgot it. But yeah, dude, I'm really liking this new patch or this new part of the book. Not that this new patch.
This new patch.
Yeah, this new. Sorry, I've had a couple Coors Lights. The rocky waters, you know, messing with me. But yeah, not that I mean, like I said, I really like the trippiness and the tone setting that was Esther's journey to superherohood. But yeah, I like it's, you know, it's more, it's kind of as me orders of magnitude. It's a little more straightforward. It's just, this is where we're at. It's what we're doing. This is the world. And it's a cool, dude, it's a really cool. I'm liking the lore, the different factions. I really like that you've got like the map set up. Like you do a lot with like putting maps in our face to kind of show us this world. and how people view the world and like where the different people live. Just makes it more like livable, like lived in, you know?
Yeah, cool. No, I'm glad you guys are enjoying it. I should probably drop the note if anybody's still around. That so as of today, I'm officially off of Kindle Unlimited with these books, but they are starting to appear everywhere. So I did my whole wide thing. So they're in addition to Amazon now, they're on Kobo and Apple Books and Smashwords, and they should be on Google at some point soon. Although Google's taking forever to approve them, BNN. So they're around many places.
Do you have like your own website that you sell them? Or do you have
No,
a site?
maybe one day.
I was about to suggest that if you didn't.
One day when I have more, even more unlimited time on my hands.
You know, you said that. Oh, go ahead, Ben.
I mean, I need to look at the price of Shopify because I haven't in a minute. I was about to say I don't think Shopify is that bad. That's where I sell, because Storm Warning isn't even on Amazon yet, and probably won't go to Amazon until that entire storyline is finished.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'll check it out sometime. I mean, even this is a big change. Like I was a Amazon exclusive pleb for like 2 years, and I was like, I'll try something different. So.
And did you find which one was better?
I don't know yet, right? So it'll be interesting. Kindle Unlimited is cool, right? Like I have Kindle Unlimited. I'm reading all my Galaxy's Edge books on Kindle Unlimited, right? So it's really good when you have like a 40 book series, and it's just like one after the other, after the other, after the other, right? But yeah, like it's just it just sucks to have to be exclusive to Amazon. So I figured Orders and Sisters are still on Kindle Unlimited, but I figured I'd take these wide, and I'll see like do I get more like mind share on these other platforms? Do I actually get any sales? I've talked to a few people who are saying that Google Books is actually getting more and more of a sales channel for them, which is interesting. I wouldn't have expected that one. So yeah, we'll see. It'll be a fun test, and I've been posting about it on X, and I'll keep posting my learnings just to see if I can be of help there.
Sweet. I was gonna say, because you told me that it was off KU, so I went to go check to see if I still had access to it, and I still,
I think you'll be able to finish it if you've already got it on your device.
Yeah,
that'd be weird if they just yanked it, right?
Yeah, I got it. Well, I've heard that Amazon, even the books you buy, you can't even download anymore.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's I don't know if that actually went through or not, but I heard that was a thing.
There are some, if Amazon, my understanding was that if Amazon pulled them from service, or the author pulled them from the site, they would pull it if it was I don't know. It was a whole big thing. Let me go see. Let me scroll through my. Let's see. I'm on my browser. 1,205 titles because I've been using a Kindle since they came out.
Dang, man.
Is there anything on here that?
They usually just use KU, so I don't really have. I don't know how many it is, but you can only check out so many books.
Yeah.
On KU, so you have to switch them out.
You check out 20. So for series that are active and ongoing, I will have a KU slot for that. Whenever I get to the bottom of this list, I'll look at what I have on. But I also buy if I see something I'm interested in that's 99 cents, I'll be like, ooh, let me get that.
Yeah.
I have not even gotten to. I will just get back to you with my findings because I'm not even out of the 2020s yet. Holy shit, me.
Nice. Yeah.
All right.
I think that's it. Yeah, I'm enjoying it, man.
Good. That was fun.
Yeah. Not to be a fanboy, but you're working your way up to one of my favorite authors there. But
nice, I love it. And I'll be happy to give more spoilers later. It's fun to discover them yourself.
Yeah, we don't go be like Tyler, just blaring.
Yeah. You ruined Ravi for me.
It's been out for a while. I am so sorry. It's been out for a long time.
I need to get Nick and Jason to ring your doorbell.
Oh, great. Nick's going to show up with a Billy Club. like tomorrow morning, like, hey man, what are you spoiling the book for? Man.
Awesome.
All right, guys. Well, thanks for coming on. Thanks, chat. It was a little quieter tonight. Tim McKay came in and say hi, but yeah, he's the only one. It was a little busier last week, but
Yeah, it was.
that's what it is.
Cool
Yeah.
beans.
See you guys next week.
Ciao.
Later.
All right. Later.